Good evening. Welcome to the Salt Circle. I'm Naderette. Subscribe, hit the like button, and comment below. Tonight I want to talk to you about our hair. Our hair is very important. It helps us with transmitting telepathy, and it also helps with our third eye. We are spiritual, chemical, electrical, divine beings. I want to give you an example of how energy actually works. If you're in a store somewhere and all of a sudden you turn around and you see somebody staring at you, you felt that energy thread from them to you tap you on your shoulder because you felt them looking at you. So that's how real energy is. And so we want to remember that when I talk to you about our hair. We have receptors in our hair. The first part, like if a strand of our hair, the first part would be the cuticle, which it protects our hair. It's the covering. And then we also have the cortex, which is the insulation. It insulates the hair. Then we have the medulla, which is the antenna in our hair. So whenever we cut our hair, we cut our receptors off. And then that disconnects you with the universe. So we want to be careful of what we do with our hair. I know we've been taught that, oh, you cut your ends and cut this and make your hair grow. Our hair will grow either way. It's going to grow. So you just don't want to disconnect yourself from nature. There was one movie that had the best rendition of us connecting with nature, and I have to put out there, that was that movie Avatar, when they were meditating and their hair connected with the ground. We are a part of nature, not apart from it. So that was one of the best renditions. We do connect. We do get our energy. That's an energy source for us, the universe. So I wanted to touch on that because we have a lot of people that will wear weaves. And you may wash it before you put it in your hair, but are you actually cleansing it? When someone else touches their hair gets touched a whole lot of times before it's packaged and shipped out. So everybody that's touched that hair, their energy is on their hair. And then you put it on your head and you are wearing someone else's energy. So we have to be aware that not only when you want to sage your house or use different herbs, you need to do the same with that hair to get that energy off of it. Now sometimes you'll put that on your head and you don't even know why your mood would change. Well, somebody else's energy is on there. So let's just be aware of how energy works. It also works with, if you go to the store, you try on some clothes, you don't know who had those clothes before. You're transmitting that energy onto you. So let's just be mindful of that. Another thing I want to talk to you about when it comes to our hair is when you put dyes and relaxers, perms, whatever you want to put on your hair, that seeps into your pores. It's doctors, when they did autopsies, were finding blue gel on the brain. They couldn't figure out why they kept finding blue gel in the brain. Well, it comes from those chemicals seeping into your pores, and it started covering the brain. A lot of women, they would have headaches, didn't know where it's coming from. Well, it's all those chemicals that's going in your body. And when they tested the gel, they found all kind of dyes, relaxers, all that was on that gel covering your brain. So there's natural ways to dye your hair if you need to. You just need to get more in touch with natural things instead of using a lot of the chemicals. We have so many different chemicals we use. You put on your hair, Some of the lotions have a lot of chemicals in it. You have to be careful of what you're putting on your body because it seeps into your pores. If you are not going to eat it, don't put it on your body. Okay, and I want to get back to where we were talking about the receptors in our hair. Okay, I know some of people, you may not have hair on your head, but you do have the hair on your legs. You do have your hair in other places on your body. The hair that we have on our private parts, that generates, those receptors generate for making life and for just the satisfaction. Those receptors are for that. So the hair is very important on our bodies and on our head. I just want to touch on that a little bit. So as I was saying, I want you to be conscious of what you do with your hair and wearing the different weaves and extensions on your hair. Just make sure you cleanse it. Use sage or use whatever herbs you have, African open mouth pot, to cleanse your hair. So, until next time, this is Neteret, which means goddess, which equals nature, which equals fully conscious being. Well, I'm not going to start over.